throughout the year. Let's see here. Maisie says she can't hear. I haven't talked yet, but now I have. So hopefully, Maisie, you can hear me now. Tanya says onboarding needs improvement and some work to do nurturing them, or sorry, and also nurture them better. Sometimes I have trouble reading. For me, I was commenting that this weekend I worked with my wife on her blog, and I realized that she's got lots of lead capture, and she's got kind of her, her weekly emails she sends, but there's no like getting to know you indoctrination. So it's kind of abrupt. And so we're working on fixing that for her. Mark said for customers, it's repeat business and getting our clients to use us more. Let's see here. Anna doesn't have it all in one place yet. Oh, there's tons of stuff in here. And then Hannah, I'll pull on hers last, the introduction. I'm finding it challenging to break the ice with potential customers so I can share my product with them. Once people see the product, they love it. But yeah, trying to get that horse to that water sometimes is the hardest part sometimes. And so in today's session, we're going to help you guys with that. Now, the problem we're trying to solve today is just this idea of feeling like your customer journey is a bit disconnected. You've got efforts out there. Maybe you've got some lead capture efforts. You're trying to engage people. You've got a really good process to transact and make that money, but maybe it's not quite flowing together like it should. Maybe there are some gap points or just some friction points that you're just finding when someone gets to this step in my journey, I can't move them any further than that. Well, luckily to help us with this today, we've invited Lisa Cato to come join us. Lisa's one of our amazing certified partners. She's been to several sessions of ours to be our host, and I'm super happy that she's here to join us again. Lisa, how are you today?
Hey there, I'm great, thank you. The whole of the UK has gone back down into lockdown, so we're just trying not to all fall back to sleep right now. But yeah,
oh no.
I'm good, and I'm happy the year's got off to a good start. How about you?
I'm doing fantastic. We haven't talked since I had my baby. So yeah, I got my new baby at home and that's a lot of fun. I love that. And it's just fun having a new year and just some new ideas. I feel like mentally we got kind of stuck in a rut with 2020 and a lot of people are really looking forward to 2021 as to be like the year everything changes. And so I'm trying to hold on to that idea and take me into the rest of the year.
We all know what we're doing now. We're old hat. Kind of lockdown and COVID, and tragic as it is. Unfortunately, it seems to have become a little bit normal, a little bit too quickly, quite frankly.
Oh yeah, I got masks stashed all over the house. I'm good. I can go anywhere at any time.
Every pocket of every jacket and in the car. Not that we're allowed to go in the car in the time, but there we are.
All right, let me stop sharing my screen, Lisa, so that you can share yours.
Thank you. Apologies if I'm not looking at the camera because I actually have two kind of screens going on. So I'm going to try and, can you see the right screen? Have I shared the correct screen?
I do. I see the ideal customer journey right now.
Fantastic. I'm really impressed with the questions and the stuff that people have been putting up already and how aware they are of their customer journey and where the gaps are already, which I think is fantastic. So what I really wanted to do today was to kind of take everything back, have a really good holistic view, probably cover some basics that a lot of us already know, but a really important foundation to bring focus back to where we are not creating an ideal customer journey and therefore not creating an ideal customer experience, and how we can get basically consistent leads and consistent results in our business by really focusing on it. And so there's some tools that I'm going to share with you, some downloads that you can do, and some other methods that I use in my business and with my clients to really help you get on track and stay on track, so that your customer's journey can always be the focus of the business. Because for me, it's like the spine that goes through the business. Your business doesn't exist without your customers. So if you're not creating an amazing journey for them and an amazing customer experience, then you're losing out, leaving money on the table, letting it fall through the cracks. I can come up with a million mixed metaphors on it.
Dropping the ball, that's what I like to. And then Lisa, are you able to move your microphone a little bit closer?
Yes, I can. Is that better?
Yeah, so much better.
Okay, good. I'll just lean in over here a bit.
You don't have to do that bad, but.
So really, and I want this to be as interactive as possible. So guys, please do, as Grady says, hit this up on the chat around why a customer's journey is important. For me, delivering great service and excellent quality of service and giving a great experience means that you get high client retention, you can get more upsells, and you can get a lot of those all important referrals and recommendations as well, which help refill your product pipeline. If anyone's got any other ideas around why the customer journey is important, I'd love to have them put up on the chat, because sharing's caring, guys, and it's all in the sharing for everybody.
Well, I like too, just that idea of like the journey through it. You know, as I think about things that I purchased in the past, like if they've made it super easy for me to find out what it is, why it's an answer to my need, and it makes it easy for me to buy it, like I'm actually happy to pay money for it. And I go tell people about it. My brother-in-law, Lenny, is like this. He's very muted. Like he's very just kind of like, hey, what's up? And we just thought that's just Lenny, unless Lenny's found something that he's excited about. And if it's like a new barbecue he bought or a movie he saw, man, he goes crazy for it. But it's got to be something special. It's not, you can't just do, you know, something you bought at Dollar Tree. Lenny's not going to talk about that. But a really, really nice barbecue with a side burner and the infrared like light, like that's the thing he talks about. And that's what we want to create, is that experience that's so smooth that my brother-in-law Lenny will talk about it. Maisie also added, it creates loyalty.
It does. And what I also find is that people are going to talk about you. So if you're enabling them to talk about nice things, then so much the better. So as I mentioned, we're going to be talking today about stuff that is the foundational principles, which are derived from many years of research. And you're going to actually come away today with some actionable steps and tools that you can use literally straight away in your business. So first off, it's like, well, what is the customer journey? Well, you can't be part of the Infusionsoft world and not know about lifecycle marketing. I've kind of abbreviated it here. It starts with when people raise their hands because they're interested in what you've got. You've attracted their interest to you, taking them all the way through, grabbing their information, engaging with them, making the offer, closing, fulfilling on your product, and then multiplying by either referrals, upselling, cross-selling, that kind of stuff. Now, isn't that a beautiful, nice straight line of a customer journey? Unfortunately,
I like it.
What often happens is it looks a little bit more like this. It's not quite a straight line. It's all over the place. It's looping back on itself. We've got stuff falling into the trash all the time as we're losing leads. And we don't quite know where we are or where to fill the gaps or where to tune it in. So this is what we're going to be covering today. We're going to go back to basics, all the way through it, and then I'm going to give you some tools.
Now, Maisie says yes. I think Maisie feels that pain right now.
Yes, I bet a lot of us feel that pain. I recently did a training with our good friend Tyler Garnes, and one of our exercises was to have to do our own customer journey. I'm so good at doing other people's customer journeys. The minute I had to turn it on my own business, I didn't have a meltdown as such, but it took me quite a lot of mental preparation to do it. And when I looked at it, it wasn't quite the straight line. And my business partner, who's very process driven, is like, I really had to talk him through about all the loop backs and everything of the journey through our business of all our relevant clients, because you're going to have, I think, more than one customer journey. If you've got more than one type of avatar, you've got more than one type of service, you've got more than one type of marketing, you're going to have different journeys and there's going to be overlap. So really getting this holistic bird's eye view on it is going to be very helpful for you to understand where you can lose less leads and where you can get more consistent results in your business. What do you think, Grady?
I love it. Yeah, I definitely agree with that one.
So, Stephen Covey, start with the end in mind. Where do we start? How the heck do you draw the customer journey? Andrew Crawford, you stay on till the end of this webinar and I'm going to show you exactly how you draw your customer journey. That is my finale of this webinar. So starting with the end in mind, what did I mean by this? Well, if you don't know what you want your customers to do, what outcomes you want, then if you do know what you want, then you can build a customer journey more easily. So what kind of outcomes do you want from your customers' journeys? Is it that you want to create more of a monthly recurring revenue, also referred to as MRR, for your business? Is that the journey that you want your customers to complete? Do you want more repeat business from them? Do you want them coming back for more of your products?
Do you want to upsell them more of your associated products? Do you want to create a community? Is it list building? This is not exhaustive, this list. Has anybody got anything else that their outcomes that they want their customers to have in their customers' journey with them? Anyone?
I like that Maisie just said yes.
Referrals, brilliant. Now Antoinette is going to get wants referrals. So you're driving your customers' journey to get referrals.
A lot of referrals are coming in.
Well, it's the most effective form of marketing, referrals, because you're not paying any money for it. So it's like 100% ROI. And the fact that somebody's referring you on means that it's a warm lead. It means that, you know, how likely are you to buy from someone that's been recommended to you versus somebody that you've come across on social or an advert or on Amazon? If you were to say to me, Lisa, go and buy this product from this person, I recommend it, I'm much more likely to buy it from that person than an unknown. So best customer service, reviews, referrals, most effective form of marketing, 100%. So
yeah, that's a couple. Richard actually asked for that too. Was trying to get more reviews is kind of his biggest thing he's trying to get as an outcome right now.
Brilliant. He wants to, and Marion wants to run a campaign for old customers who have stopped ordering. So reactivating and re-engaging. Just a word on re-engaging, just keep an eye on your email notifications that if you are sending emails to people that haven't engaged within 90 days, you want to have a strategy for that. So just to keep an eye on that. So yes, referrals and recommendations, brilliant. So again, we're going to look at a tried and tested system, and scaling this system is going to help you build relationships with people. Now, I'm going to put into the chat a workbook that I think that you will find useful. So it's an online, let me pull up my notepad that I copied the link onto, there it is. This is a workbook that you can complete online. You do not need to print it or anything else. It's a PDF of lifecycle marketing. You can also do it on a bit of paper. You don't absolutely have to download it. You'll still get value from this. So that's the lifecycle marketing workbook. I'll give you a second to download that. I want you to be able to take notes, have insights, aha moments, recognize the big gaps that you have at the moment in your customer journey that you can plug immediately, the big opportunities that you've got for yourself, and come away from here with key action items that you can take action on pretty much straight away to start getting more out of your customer's journey. Now, I'm pretty sure that many of you on here are familiar with lifecycle marketing, and if not, then welcome, and if you are, welcome to the review, which I think and I hope that you will find useful. So lifecycle marketing is made up of 9 stages of the customer life cycle. And yes, Rick, absolutely understanding it is imperative to the success of your business. So what have we got? We've got targeting people, who we're talking to. We're talking about how we attract their interest, how we collect their leads, how we educate them, offer our service, close the deal, deliver an amazing wow product and service for them, offer more, and then the all-important get referrals that all of us want. So where should we start? Let's start at the beginning. Targeting. Understand, you can't have a customer journey unless you're really, really clear on who your customer is. Now, it might be that you have more than one customer, and I would really, really encourage you to focus on one customer at a time, because if you're trying to sell to anybody and to everybody at once, you're going to get lost in the noise. Marketing is a conversation. If you're having a conversation one-on-one with someone and making it relevant, you're going to get more interest. So even if your service, like a lot of us Infusionsoft partners, we service all sorts of businesses, but it's really important that we have a one-to-one conversation in our marketing with people. So what are the characteristics that your customers, your avatar has? What are the problems that they are experiencing? And what are the objections that they have that you need to overcome of the product or service that you have that is going to solve their problems? Remember, Mark.
The idea of talking about the objections that they're probably going to have up front, so you can build the overcoming comments in the marketing and say, hey, I know that it's scary to try a new thing, whatever your thing is, but here's why it's so important to try this now. And now they don't have to worry about like pausing for it.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And it's the objection that what are the problems and the challenges that they're experiencing? Because for me, marketing is the conversation around solving their problems. It's not telling them they've got a problem. It's telling them that you have the solution to their problem, the outcomes that they're seeking. So what are their most common objections? That's understanding who you're marketing to is absolutely essential. I've done that slide already. So what I like to do is have a look at what's their reality right now. Are they feeling anxious? Are they feeling tired? Are they feeling like they're lacking in time? And what is that costing them? Is it costing them time with their family? Is it costing them sleep? Then there's your solution to their pain and their problem. And then what is their reality afterwards? And what are the benefits that they have after you've provided your solution or service? This kind of matrix that you can draw up for yourself, and this is a basic one, so you can do this rinse and repeat on as many avatars and as many of the different products and services that you have, so that you're really clear on who you're having your conversation with in your targeting phase. Has anyone got any questions on that? Was that like really clear? And you should be able to find a little bit of this on the page 1 of the Lifecycle Marketing Workbook that hopefully you've downloaded. And if not, just draw up what we've got here, where we've got a list of the characteristics, problems and objections, and their reality before and after the solution with the emotion. When you're talking in marketing, you want to be talking about the emotional response people are going to have to your product as well.
I like it. Nothing coming through yet.
Nothing coming through yet. Everybody's scribbling away, hopefully, writing major aha notes on their Lifecycle marketing. The next question is, where are you going to find them? It's like, where are your people hanging out? Is it that they're hanging out on social media? Is it that they're hanging out in Clubhouse? Is anyone on here on Clubhouse already? Which seems to have exploded massively in the last week or so.
Yeah, I've been seeing it. Maisie said she's on it already.
I'm on it already. I'm actually going to be doing an automation hours on there tomorrow at 4 p.m. UK time. Which is 8 a.m. Pacific. I'm going to be doing a Clubhouse room on business automation. I did say Clubhouse, Julie. Yes, I did. So come find me on there. And if you want, we can have a little room on there after this session as well. So where are your customers hanging out? Are they hanging out on Clubhouse? Are they hanging out on Facebook, on LinkedIn? Are they hanging out in different areas? You've got to identify that. Alison, Clubhouse is a new social media channel that is voice only, that has just gone ballistic. I think they've got over 100,000 members. Go and if you're on an iPhone, go and download the Clubhouse app. Now, Andrew, is there a difference between a product solution and a service solution? So I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. The solution, if a product has a solution to it, it might be a bowl for your cat to eat from in order that it stops having reflux and throwing up. That's a product that solves the problem with the cat throwing up. If you've got a service like saving time or growing sales, then that's a service solution. So in marketing speak, your marketing conversation is around the solution to the problem that your customers have. And yes, Donald Miller does say it's about the internal problems. You are their hero. You are the Obi-Wan Kenobi to their Skywalker. So here are a few different places where you might find your clients, whether it be online, whether it be in your immediate circle, whether it be offline or on social media. So you might want to scribble down some of those places that you might find people that are your clients and where they're hanging out and where they're maybe discussing the problems that they're having.
Yeah, Alice had one follow-up question on the Clubhouse. I put a link to it in the chat, and she was just wondering who's the avatar that goes to Clubhouse? Like, who is the person that's there? So it helps us understand, should we go there and check that out?
Definitely go there and check it out. The Clubhouse is literally for everybody. It has every area of interest, from sports and influencers and marketing and business You name it, there are people and experts from Brené Brown and Oprah Winfrey. You will recognize a lot of famous people on there who are hosting rooms and giving away information. Influencers, experts, but do be discerning. Somebody that just says they're an expert doesn't mean that they actually are an expert. So please don't go running off setting up programs and courses and all sorts of things just because you hear it on there. Please do your due diligence. You can join from existing. Yes, you can, Rick, that's right. But what often happens is that when you go to join, if somebody you know is already in there, you can shortcut the wait list. So away from Clubhouse and back to our customer journey.
Don't worry, we'll have Lisa's email in the follow up to this, so you guys can reach out to her and make sure she gets you an invite, and you can be in her room. Is that how they call it?
Yeah, well, you create rooms, right? So you can create rooms. I'm on there. I'll put up my handle on there is @GirlyGeek because Queen of Automation was too many characters. So once we've identified who we're having on, who our avatar is and where to find them, we've got to go and attract interest. We've got to go and wave at them and go, hi, I'm over here. I have the solution for your problem. So how are you going to attract interest for the people to get involved in your product so that they can learn more about it? What is the kind of thing that they would enjoy? What is the value you can give them in your journey that will attract them to you? So some ideas up here, a lead magnet, you know, they can download a document where they've got some really valuable information that starts to build the like, know, and trust of who you are. You can offer them a coupon. You can give them a free trial. You can offer them a mini class. I was talking with someone this morning about pop-up courses, you know, doing training, maybe have a self-liquidating offer where you charge, I don't know, $20, $50 for something where they get value, where you're then getting buyers, not browsers, things like that, where you can attract attention, give value, where people can really start to get to know you. And all importantly, you can start to capture their details so that you can have the all-important nurtures. So I do want to actually point out here that a subscription to a newsletter is not a lead magnet. You should definitely have one, but it's not considered a lead magnet. So then we've got to collect the leads. I mean, this is where a lot of people fall down, is because they're very busy doing SEO or PPC and doing all sorts of activity to drive traffic to their website, and then they're not actually going to a page where it's very easy for people to capture the details. You know, the web form might be below the fold, or it might be they have to get several clicks to get through there. Make it really easy for people to leave their details with you. If you've got a bricks and mortar business, are you capturing people that walk in and walk out? When people telephone you, are you actually taking their details? And with networking contacts, are you in fact grabbing their details and capturing them then? And the same with trade show visitors. So this is the thing where we have immediately, oh, don't know why that's doing that. We immediately have a place where we've got people falling out of our funnel. I thought I had a page for that, but I clearly don't. So how can you organize people inside of your Keep or Infusionsoft user? How can you organize people inside your application so that you know what you're capturing their details from, what they're interested, so you can really speak to them about the stuff that they're interested in and be relevant and not have a scattergun approach. So I'm going to move on because there's no questions coming up and Grady's not interrupting me. So here's my image. I knew I had an image. So how many people are you losing out of your funnel because you are not capturing or segmenting their information? So that's possibly one gap in your funnel right now that you could have a look at. Are you tagging people properly? Are you putting them into the right nurture sequences? And are you in fact capturing their details in the first place? Does that make sense, Grady?
Yeah, and I love the idea you talk about with your web page. You know, look at your web traffic. Do you get a good amount of visitors? And then look at how many people are opting in. If the ratio is pretty low, then you got some opportunities to make it even easier, more obvious that they should opt in somehow.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for clarifying that. So that was the collecting leads phase. So now we are going to look at the educating them. There's no point capturing the leads and not telling them more about us, the value that we offer, the services that we have, and how we are solving the problems they have. Now, I'm not sure if you know this, but there was some research done around how many touch points and how many calls you need in order to have to be able to close a deal, and that's a minimum of 5 to grab people's attention, especially with the amount of noise that's going on in the world right now. If you've only got 35% opt-in, Maisie, it really depends on how where that traffic's coming from. How can you tweak that? Where are they opting into? Are they opting into a lead magnet? Are they opting into a webinar? You know, what is it that are people coming to your website and bouncing off? Is it emails that are not being delivered? I'd need to know more. So it's lead magnets. So is it?
And 35% seems pretty strong.
Yes, I'd say so. So you say 35% of the traffic that is going to your lead magnet landing page is opting in. So you're losing 75%. I would have a look at the copy on there. Is it copy that is really showing them the value of the lead magnet, making it an absolute must for them to download it? Is it the image? Is it that the placement of the actual capture form itself is below the fold? You need to do split testing. Have a look at something like Hotjar to see if people are waving around your, you know, where they are, the heat map of your landing pages and your sales pages. Hotjar, and it's free.
Yeah. And look at what you're asking. If you're asking, email only, probably okay. If you're asking for name, email, and mother's maiden name, you might be having some opportunities to cut some stuff out that you maybe don't need at this point in the journey.
Absolutely. Making it as easy as possible. You can capture more information later. Make it so you've got just email. And thanks, Grady, for putting the Hotjar link in there. That's really useful. So 5 touch points minimum. So how are we engaging with people? What can we do? An ongoing nurture. And I like evergreen ones, which it doesn't matter when someone joins us, that they can always have a relevant email. Hotjar, Jar, the link, Beverly, thank you, Brady. So ongoing nurtures, I like evergreen ones. Yes, throw it in with a relevant email if there's something happening. It's Christmas, it's Thanksgiving, it's Easter, but I like to have ones that are relevant for all times of the year, showing so that anyone can join at any time. So whether it's a weekly, fortnightly, a monthly mail, just be consistent with your mailing in an ongoing nurture. You can also, retargeting on Facebook is a good one. If you've got people's email addresses, you can put those into an audience, into Facebook, and you can deliver adverts to those people that are relevant to the item that they've opted into your list for. So you can deliver them more relevant ads. Likewise, you can handle the objections. So what are the reasons why people don't buy from you? What are the objections you have to overcome over and over again when you're having conversations with people in order to sell your products or service? So if it's a cosmetic brand, it might be, is it paraben free? What country does it come from? Is it in plastic packaging? All the questions that people ask, you can handle in an email series of objection handling, so you can overcome those. Anniversary messaging, also really good. Could be a public anniversary, like I said, like Christmas or Thanksgiving, but equally if you capture people's details, anniversary of when they joined your list, their birthdays, their weddings, reminders of when they last purchased from you, they can be really great ways to engage with people. So what have we got next? She said, stalling slightly. So here we are. What questions do potential clients have about your products? What questions do you ask frequently, Maisie or Beverly or Andrew, people that are on the chat right now? What are questions that people are asking repeatedly about your product that you could put into an email sequence to help them engage? Anyone?
I love that question too. I think it's good for us to start thinking about that now, of what are those questions I'm always having to answer. When I had my own company, a big question I would get is, when are you available? I did window cleaning, and people were always calling me and saying, can you come today? When are your free times? And that's where I was like, I need a scheduling solution. I need to get out of my own way and make it really easy for people to get on my calendar, because that's what they struggle with the most.
Absolutely. And then how can you answer those questions? So you can answer them with a white paper. You can get them engaging, and you can use that white paper as other marketing, like another lead magnet. Videos on YouTube, how-to videos. I can't tell you, when I've done videos on things like how to connect Infusionsoft with Zoom, the amount of people that are engaging with me because of the videos I'm putting up there, because of the questions I'm being asked over and over again. How do I do this? How can I solve that? So doing those how-to videos, you are an absolute expert at what you do. And by showing the world with this value marketing and putting email series out there, white papers, having it on your website and videos and stuff, means that you are building that confidence in people, and you are educating them on what you do. That makes sense.
Yeah, one of the things that Hannah had asked was, why is this different than something maybe I already have working in insurance?
So that's one of the questions, Hannah, that people ask you. So how would you answer that question? Why is this different than something I already have? Well, why is your insurance different from other people's insurance? Is it that you have better customer service? Are they going to have a better customer experience? Are you always going to be on the phone? They're never going to have to be chasing people? Is it in the unfortunate event that they have a claim, that it's going to be a really easy process? If you were to think about the problems that people experience, there we are, better customer service, better benefits, better prices, but be specific. What are the better benefits? Are they going to get, like in the UK with Vitality Health Insurance, we get cinema tickets. So what is there that be specific about the problems they're experiencing? So I'll give you an example of a plumber. So what is a problem that people experience with a plumber? You're always having to chase them up for an estimate. He is never on the other end of the phone, those kinds of things. So a plumbing company might be never have to chase up an estimate, estimates within 24 hours. And people go, oh, that's a problem I didn't even really think that I had, but now that you mention it, you've got the solution to it. That's fantastic. So think about the problems that they have. No one's opting in. A lot of browsers, Beverly. I think you might need to have a review of your marketing and how you're approaching that. And I'm hoping this customer journey might be useful for you in that respect. So how?
And Maisie had asked how one could meet with you one-on-one, Lisa. So I put your booking link in the chat for anyone who's interested in that.
Brady. Yes, you can book in. Anyone can book in for a 20-minute discovery call with me anytime you like, and we can have a little review of your life cycle marketing, what we're doing and how we can improve anytime. So it's what additional resources can you offer as additional value for your clients, special offers, that kind of thing. So here we've covered here what questions your clients have, how can you answer those questions, and how can you offer more. So how many prospects are you losing because they aren't ready to buy today, and they're not ready to buy today because they don't know enough about what you do and the problems you solve and the value you offer in the education sequence. So this is part of the customer journey and the experience that they're having with you. The next area is the offer. So this is coming back now to remembering, it's like, when's the right time to make the compelling offer? Is like, has anyone here accepted somebody's invitation on LinkedIn and the very next message you get is them trying to sell you a product? I've experienced that. And it's just like, I'm feeling like, guys, like, buy me a drink first, you know what I mean? All the time, Hannah. So it's like, it's not the right time to buy, right? So it's like, well, when should you make that offer? It's actually the next time. When should you extend the offer? Too often, Brian. Exactly. So this is the thing, right? It's like, you've got to have this nurture of building this relationship with someone before, please look at 30 mark, before you start to make the offer to someone. You've got to make sure they're really engaged with your stuff. So how do you know when they're engaged? Is because they've read your webinar, they read your ebook, they've joined your webinar, they've engaged with you. There's, if you're in Infusionsoft, you've got the lead scoring system where you can kind of really track that. You can offer them a free inspection, you can offer them additional value to, before you start making the sale. So just be aware of that you really do need to date someone before you are extending that offer to them. So It's like, what does a lead look like? What's the characteristics? What's the behavior that they're exhibiting, which is the right point in your customer journey with the assets that you've got that you're putting out there to make sure that you have a nice, smooth, and a fantastic experience for them. And make sure that you're following up. Again, another place in the journey where you could be having a massive gap of people falling out is because you're not following up with them regularly. So whatever that may be, whether it be in person, on social, with an email, with a text message, and be cautious with text message because they're quite intrusive, make sure that you are following up with people. And of course, Keep is the master software for personalized, automated follow-up. Highly recommend it.
I know I always joke that the reason that I work at Keep and I don't have a small business anymore is because I was awful at follow-up. I'd have it where I'd make a quote for somebody and they'd say, well, we'll think about it. And I'd never call them back, or I'd get that voicemail and I'd call them back, leave them a voicemail and then wait for them to call me. And then they'd never call me. Like we give up, I think, for ourselves a lot too soon. And for me, it's because I fear rejection. I don't want someone to say no sometimes. So if I don't ask, they can't. And that's why I love automation, because sometimes it asks for us when maybe we're too scared to do it ourselves.
That for me is 100% one of the keys to business success is follow-up. It's really that simple. At every stage, is follow-up. Thank you, Arlene and Grady. I agree 100%. So now we're moving into, you've got so much to learn, Maisie, and it's not just that Keep is a tool, remember. There is so much to learn about your business, and I've been in business 30 years, and I can tell you, I've still got so much to learn because you just keep leveling up. Keep is the tool to help you drive your business forward. And if you use it right, you're literally putting your business on steroids.
I know the funny irony here is we really haven't even talked about the product. This is mostly just the principles that we use to leverage the product.
No, absolutely. There isn't actually, this isn't going to be a technical. This is basically, if you can nail your customer journey, then implementing it in Keep, when you've got that mindset, is what's important. This is the fundamentals of how to get the most out of Keep, is by understanding the journey that you want people to have with your business, and then using the unbelievable automation tool that the Keep is to ensure that journey is automated, whether it's automatic because you're being prompted to do something, or it's automated because it's the automated follow-up and all the things in between. That is why, for me, getting the fundamentals of the customer journey is an essential foundation point of being able to unleash Keep properly. So yes, you're right, Brady. So how do your clients buy from you? Is it online that they're clicking on a checkout, like if you're in e-commerce, or you've got order forms? Is it that it has to be done in person and you're sending sales reps out? So you need to understand how people are buying from you, and if you're making it really easy for them to buy from you. So because if they're having to burn too many calories, they're going to go elsewhere. Now, how easy is it for them to buy from you? And how can you make it even easier so that, they can literally, whether it's a one-click upsell, they don't have to wait, because in today we've got this massive kind of immediate gratification thing going on. How much easier can you make it for people to have that amazing purchase experience of you?
Yeah, sometimes it's even good to look at your product offering. I have a friend, he was doing all customized packaging. So he had to meet with someone, do a discovery call, and do all these steps. And finally, he just started throwing up pricing, saying, hey, if you want 4 calls a month, it costs X dollars. And all of a sudden, people started just buying from his sales page because his reputation was out there, and he made it super easy to transact.
That's exactly right. People are having to burn calories. They're going to go and bounce off and go and find something else to make it more fun. So, and gamification as well, as much as you can make it tactile and moving and all of that, is absolutely a winner in my book. So how can you make it? What are the 2 or 3 things? Write it down if you've got page 4 of your workbook. What are the 2 or 3 things that you can do right now to improve your sales cycle? So now we're on to the deliver, right? We've been through the first 2 phases and 6 stages, and we're not even done yet. How can we deliver an amazing customer service? Well, this is it, right? Is the way in which you deliver your product is actually your customer service. This is where massively, do you recommend hiring someone to handle your Infusionsoft? It really depends, Maisie, on your business model and how much time you have to expend on building your funnels. That's a personal choice. Of course, I recommend it. That is my core business, and that is what I do for people, is I handle their Infusionsoft for them. So as far as you using the delivery of your product as a marketing tool, is that this customer experience should absolutely flow into the delivery of your product. And how can you, with £5 or $5 a day, how could you wow every client? You might buy them a Starbucks voucher. You might just send them a handwritten card. There is so much you can do. And if you look forward in your workbooks, you will find that there are many, many things that you can do. I'm just going to scroll forward because I'm slightly running out of time. There's other stuff I want to get to. There is a worksheet on page 6 of the workbook, which has got quite a number of things that you can do for free, or you can do for literally no money, to be able to offer that kind of amazing wow customer service. Sorry, you were saying, Brady, I'm talking to you.
I was just saying, you're so fast. I was trying to grab that link and you're boom already there.
Yeah, I've got it in my clipboard, so it's just really a copy and paste. And I know that when I've done these workshops before, to have that in front of you, because there's a lot of information here, right? It's like me and Rick, who's on the call, you know, we've been doing lifecycle marketing for like a decade. We know what we're doing. Split testing, Maisie, is when you've got, let's say, 2 ideas. Let's say you've got 2 headlines for a landing page or a lead magnet or a subject line of an email, and you're not quite sure which one, because remember, the subject line sells the open of the email, and the content of the email should sell the link click, and then it's the landing page that should sell the product. So just so that you're aware of the best practice of using email. So if you've got 2 subject lines, you would split test them. So you would send, let's say you've got an audience of 1,000 people, you might send 200 people one subject line, 200 people the other subject line. Whoever opens the most emails, you then send the balance to of the other 600. So that's what split testing is having a look at 2 or 3 options of landing pages or subject lines and seeing which one works best before you push it out to the whole of your list. Does that make sense? So I really encourage you to have a look at how you can wow your clients. You know, sending them cookies, a handwritten card, all of that kind of stuff. You need me in your life. Bless you, Maisie. I love you already. So, how many customers, look, I've got another one of my charts here. How many customers have you lost because, come on screen, ooh, it's gone, because you're not wowing them? You're not, how many people are not coming back for more? How many people are not recommending you on because you haven't managed to, I've actually think I've gone back too many screens. Hang on, yeah, there it is, it's that one. How many people?
Yeah, it's almost more important what happens after the transaction than what happens before in a lot of ways.
Yeah, because they're your biggest advocates. This is about creating fans, right? You create a tribe of people who think you are absolutely amazing. They're going to tell your friends. It's more than likely that that customer has a load of other friends that are also the same avatar that you have, and they're going to go, oh, I've had this amazing experience. I'm an Infusionsoft user. I've used Lisa. You've got to go and check her out. She knows what she's talking about. She'll fix your marketing. She'll fill the gap. All of that. You guys are hopefully going to go away raving about me now. That's the idea, right? It's delivering amazing customer service. So this is where we then offer more. This is the point, right, at which you need to offer more. The point at which they're a raving fan. Yeah, okay, how can I help you more? How many more of your problems can I solve? They are really hot at this point. They're really loving you, and this is the point at which you can follow up with a targeted upsell. Always a value. I'm not in for a bloodthirsty kind of throat cut, kind of hard sell type thing. But how can you offer more? Because you are an expert at what you do, and no one knows more about your product than you do. I know it for you. What I find is a lot of people, there's like this assumption that because you know it, you're assuming that everybody else knows it. They don't. You are the absolute expert in what you do. So don't forget to absolutely take advantage of that. You're doing them a favor by selling them your product, because you are the solution to their problem. And if they're going to go elsewhere for something that's inferior, they are losing out, and that's on you. So get referrals. This was the bit, guys, right? This was the bit that everybody was like, yay, I want referrals, I want reviews. This is the bit, right? This is the point at which you want to proactively say to people, please, would you please go on my LinkedIn and leave me a testimonial? That's what I do, because that's my main platform when my clients are, is on LinkedIn. Please come to my Facebook and leave a comment. Make it easy for them. What I often do is I actually write what I've done. You had this experience with me. These are the problems that we solved with you. Please, could you leave a testimonial to this effect on whether it's Yelp, whether it's Trustpilot, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Google, wherever it is. Make it really easy for them to make sure that they leave you a review, and say to them, reviews are really important. You don't buy anything off Amazon from somebody that has 1 star. Actually, let me ask the panel. Has anybody here bought anything from someone on Amazon that only has 1 star?
Only once.
No,
I learned my lesson.
Only once. Now, did you appreciate that decision, Grady?
No, I hated it.
So you are, well, if you're on eBay or Amazon or even on Google reviews these days, you're checking out to make sure someone has a 4.5 to 5 star social proof. So you can say to people, please leave me a 5-star review. It really helps me grow your business, my business, and I'm really appreciative of you if you could do that for me. Sometimes people offer a voucher. You know, if you leave me a review, I'll send you a $10 Amazon voucher or something. You know, I'm kind of okay with that, quite frankly, to show my appreciation for someone and the laws of reciprocity and all of that. So how can you find out how your customers are feeling? So this is where you can send them out a satisfaction survey. There's really good ones. In the keep email, you can do the sad face, happy face, orange face, you know, the smiley, Amazon gift card. Brilliant, Andrew. You know, you can literally just have a 3-click and you can gather the tagging information. Now, what's really important is that if somebody isn't happy, is that you reach out and you fix that relationship. It's really important. Converting someone from a detractor in NPS, Net Promoter Score term, to a promoter is the most valuable fan that you will ever have. So I would really recommend that you thanks Rick, that you ask people if they are satisfied. You can do that on a survey, you can do it on an email, you can do it on a phone call, and if they're not happy, is to really pick up the phone straight away and go, look, what's gone on. Sometimes you have to own it. I had a fellow partner the other day. I was discussing where the customer didn't feel like there was the quality of service they expected. And, you know, sometimes you just got to go, you know what, I misunderstood. And admitting that you haven't maybe delivered exactly what you need is sometimes really valuable, owning that. So I would really recommend that. So ask them for referrals. And there's a very important advanced referral strategy.
Yeah, I just threw into the chat. I host another series called New Customer Webinars. Some of you actually joined us from there first and then came over. The automation session we actually build a campaign all about following up with new customers, asking for referrals, and for reviews. And if they don't have a good experience, instead we ask them to make it right, or for us to make it right.
Definitely check out the marketplace. There is a load of pre-made campaigns on the marketplace, free for you immediately today to download into your app. That is the skeleton that you just have to go in and populate. They're all there just ready and waiting for you on the Infusionsoft marketplace. Highly recommend you do that. And how many referrals are you losing each month? Simply because you're just not asking for them. Haven't got an image for this one, forgot to do that one. So it's really important that this could be a major gap in there, because you just all said that you are looking for referrals. And I'd like to ask you, are you asking for the referrals? You want more of them, but if you're not asking for them, then, you know, that's on you. So there we have the overview of lifecycle marketing. So that was kind of back to basics. I know some of you may already have covered a lot of that or have dipped in and out of the journey. And I'd really invite you now this is the bit that I really wanted to share with you at the end, was about getting on track and staying on track. So the kind of thing that we do with our clients, and I need to move this, is that the right screen? Right, moving this over now. Okay. So someone said this earlier on, I can't remember who it was going, well, how do we know what our customer journey is? So you don't have to have, this is obviously, we do this a lot of times with our clients. So we've got our template set up. It can be something as simple as, let me see if I can find my other screen, there it is. It can be literally as simple as this, right? That you are taking each stage of the customer pipeline, of the customer phases and stages, and you are literally just putting in what you are already doing and joining it up. So here's an example. So on our one here, we do have where we start with the customer avatar, like I showed you, of making sure that we are knowing who we are talking to. We're then looking at the lead sources of where they're coming from, and then we build out the existing customer journey. And you can do this on a bit of paper. You don't have to have any fancy software for this, but literally what I would recommend that you do initially is that you map out what you are already doing. And this is how you're going to spot the gaps and the black holes, because don't forget that every time that you are pushing somebody towards an action, like wanting them to opt in, have you got a backup plan for if they don't opt in? How are you going to reach out to them? If you've sent them a download, what's your backup plan for if they don't actually click on that download? It's like if you've got somebody that was due to convert and they didn't convert, are you following up with the people that did not convert? So you've always got to be looking at what if they do and what if they don't. So I really recommend that you map out your existing customer journey, and then with the tools, especially in the workbook that you've hopefully downloaded today, you're having a look at all the other things that you could be doing. So whether it's in the attract stage that you feel that you're weak, whether it's in the offer stage, or if it's in the final wow stage, identify where you are weak and start filling the gaps. This is how you get on track. And this is how you stay on track. And this should be constantly reviewed.
Yeah, I like what Antoinette said, is that's the part we aren't doing, is the what if they don't?
Well, what if they don't? Well, what can you do? So if somebody is coming to you, so you say people are not opting in. So if they're not opting in, you've got to look at why they're not opting in. So whether it's Hotjar to see that they're trying to click on the page that isn't right, or that the images are too big and it's taking too long to load, or that the form is in the wrong place. And what if they do? Exactly, is making sure that you follow up. I'm not sure that we can do that. If you want to put the link in there, we can maybe have a little look at the end. I'll see if Grady's got time. So then what you want to do is to get on track and stay on track, is you want to create your plan. So you've got strategy, you've got tactics, and then you've got your mindset around doing that. A lot of people have, whether it's issues around charging enough and money and mindset, and I haven't got time, and they're putting blocks up, and there's a lot of self-sabotage. And then there's creating the to-do list. And I always put my to-do list, I block out time in my diary, else it simply just doesn't happen. So this is the playbook. What play is it that you need to implement? What assets do you need for it? What actions do you need to take? What are the required thoughts that you need to have in order for that to be a success? And what are the to-do lists that you need to, the action points and the critical drivers that you need to do in order for that play to come into existence? And this is like someone said earlier on, it might have been Maisie, that this is, you are constantly evolving this. You are constantly leveling up, because once you nail one, you're going to need to do another, and then another and another. And that is how you grow your business, and you identify where the gaps are, where you need to bring focus, and how to get on track and stay on track.
Well, awesome. Lisa, we got about 1 minute left. Is there kind of a final takeaway that you want people to know about to take after coming to today's session?
My final takeaway is map it, is absolutely draw it out and get a visual on it. Have a mapping session. If you're not already working with an Infusionsoft partner, then find one. Get a piece of paper, draw it out. I know it went really fast, Antoinette. Watch this recording again if you need to and go through that book. Lifecycle marketing will create the perfect customer journey and the perfect customer experience. And you cannot fail but have a successful, consistent business if you bring that into focus.
Awesome. Yeah, Hannah said, so informative, Lisa and Grady. Thank you for putting this together. Thank you, Lisa. I just hung out. Lisa's the one that did all the hard work. And of course, if you want to connect with Lisa, I've been putting her link to connect with her inside of the chat. These are designed to just be a session of valuable content. But of course, if you're like Maisie, who's I think a plant, maybe Lisa, no, just kidding. And you want to connect with Lisa after the fact, there's a link there. You guys will be getting an email as well on how to reach out to Lisa and connect with her. And come back and join us again for the automation hours. We got another session coming up on Thursday. We're going to have Anthony Casaria come and join us and talk about internal forms and how do we get those leads that we meet in person, those people that maybe walk in our store and then walk out. How do we capture them instead? The phone calls that we pick up and then hang up. How do we make sure we get them into keep? And how do we make sure we always follow up with those new leads? So thank you guys so much. I'm going to share that link one more time, but you will get it via email as well. So don't feel like you're missing out if you didn't grab it in time. But people say, I'm loving keeps me motivated. Lisa, you rock. Very useful. Let's see. Can we get the slides? I'll have them contact you, Lisa, if you want to share that or not. So valuable. Awesome. Guys, thank you so much for your super awesome comments. And again, thank you, Lisa. Guys, have a great day.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.